and welcome back to my channel. My name is Whitney Q. I talk a lot about personal development, living your best life. There's some vlogs, tips and tricks. So if you're here for that kind of vibe, please subscribe below. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back, and thank you for being a real one. Okay, so in today's video, we are going to be talking about the books that I read in January. I've challenged myself this year to read 50 books. So that on average, that's one book a week. Book 1 was fine, book 2 was fine, book 3 I got stuck. Book 3 I got stuck, so I think that's gonna roll over into February's books. Hopefully I catch up. I am traveling soon, so I'm hoping that I will literally just spend the whole day literally reading and catching up, because we are in week 5 right now, so I should be on book 5 and I've only read 2 books fully. I'm going to talk about, obviously, in the February books, why I got stuck on book number 3, but I'm going to speak about the 2 books that I have read in January that I completed. If you would like to get into reading a bit more, I would say you prioritize reading. Maybe you read first thing in the morning. I need to follow this advice myself. Also read on your commute if you do commute into work, if you're on a train or on a bus. Commute your book with you. Also audiobooks is a great way to get through books as well. So that's my little tips in terms of reading. I know I'm going to catch up. It's just me being, this book. I won't reveal what book it is. I mean, if you follow me on social media, you're going to know what book it is. But I'm going to talk about the 2 books I did manage to complete. The first book that I completed was Atomic Habits by James Clear. Now, if you're on social media, if you type in self-development books, this book tends to come up, and everyone kept on talking about how much it changed their lives and they are a much better person now. And I've read my fair share of self-development books, and yes, it does have some sort of impact on you, but the way people kept on going on about this book, I was just like,
really? Like, I don't think it's that deep.
Until I read the book myself. And yes, this book is very, very practical. It's very, very useful, and I understand why people hype up this book as much as they do. Altogether, there's 306 pages, and it's quite an easy read. It's not too intense. James Clear breaks up this book in a very good way that it's just so easy to read. You don't feel like, because there are I feel like there's some personal development books whereby you know you're reading a personal development book and you're just trying to get through this book so that you can be developed by the end of the book. With this one, I related to it so much that I didn't feel like I was reading a personal development book. And James Clear really breaks it down, and he kind of validates you to know that you have developed some habits, whether it's good or bad. So you're already doing it. It's just time to tweak it a bit and try and transform these habits into good habits and try to dismiss the bad habits. I understand why this book is hyped up. I gave this book, I think, an 8.5. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I think it's one of those books that everyone should have on their shelf to go back from time to time, because I feel like where you are in life, you might pick up on different parts of the book that relate to you. Then maybe once you conquer that, once you have developed that habit, then you can always improve and become better. Self-development is a journey. It's not a sprint. There isn't an end goal. We're always literally trying to improve ourselves. As human beings, we're literally trying to improve us. Even if you don't try to improve yourself, you are trying to improve yourself. You're trying to find more efficient ways of working. I believe that this is a book that I am going to keep for life. And I know there's some books that you give away. I'm not going to give this book away. I may borrow it, but I will be asking for this book back. I will be asking for this book back because it's that good. And it was the first book I read this year, and I think it was the best book to start the year with, because I've gone in like, okay, now that I've read this book, now that I have this knowledge, how can I implement it to making this the best year of my life? How? And gym is number one. I started the gym before I started reading this book, but reading this book solidified why I wake up to go to the gym 6 days a week, why I'm doing that, why I am trying to eat clean, and I am not actually shaming myself or judging myself if I was to do something wrong. The main thing is just pick up and go again. So yes, this is a great book. Literally, I think the main takeaway from this book is just to be 1% better every day. So if you go for a walk for 1 minute, cool. The next day you do 2 minutes. The next day do 3 minutes. By the end of the year, you would have done 365 or 66 days if you have a leap year minutes of walking. And it's easy to add something bit by bit, and not to overwhelm yourself and be like, I need to walk 1 hour today when you haven't walked for a very long time. Atomic Habits, I highly recommend. It goes quite deep and it makes you understand why you do the things you do as a human being. Yeah, it's just such a good book. And then afterwards, you can subscribe to James Clear's emails, which I do. And he has a very good website that has all the worksheets. You can print it off and get really practical in terms of developing good habits. This is book number 1 of 50. I am going to read 50 books this year. I am going to do it. It says that how the millionaires and stuff, they read like 60 books a year and stuff, but they read all personal development. I'm mixing it up a bit. We're going to be having some juicy stories as well, and memoirs and all of that. But yes, this is book number 1 of 50, Atomic Habits, which I enjoyed thoroughly and highly recommend. All right, so we are on book number 2, and that is Trevor Noah, Born a Crime. I really enjoyed this book. It has 288 pages. Oh, I have a bookmark. It just says my name, Whitney did it. Because I don't like to crease up the corner. Do you like crease up the corners of your books? Let me know in the comments. How do you treat your books? Are you books that you really enjoy? Yeah. Do you treat them with such care and respect, and books that you don't enjoy, do you just dash it? Let me know in the comments. But anyway, Trevor Noah, Born a Crime. I love this book, this memoir. I don't really read memoirs, but this was a good one, and I'm going to start incorporating memoirs into my library. South Africa was very complicated to grow up in the 80s and the 90s as a mixed race boy. My favorite person in this book is his mother. His mother was so, I loved how she was literally for Christ and for the church. I loved it. I get her prayer, everything. And he is a very good writer. It was written very well. I would recommend it if you really want basically a snippet of Trevor Noah's life and why he is the way he is now. It explains a lot in terms of his passion. He's very educated, he's very wise, and he's been through a lot in this thing called life, as we all have been. But growing up in South Africa added a layer of complication to his life. Knowing that he wasn't allowed to walk in public with his mum sometimes, mind-blowing. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I think I finished this in about 3 days, so it gave me a jump start in terms, I was on track when I finished this book of reading 50 books this year, and then the third book just threw me off, but we're gonna get back on track. That's the main thing. It's literally different stories of his childhood. So we learn about his first kiss, his mum actually throws him out of a moving car, we learn about his hustle, pirating music, we learn about his stepfather and the cruel things that his stepfather did, and his relationship with his friend, his girlfriend, and just different parts of his life that has shaped him to be the man that he is today. Yes, I really enjoyed this. I said it's really got me into memoirs. I never really read memoirs. I was like, I don't really know. And the third book I'm reading is a memoir, but I don't know whether I feel so disconnected from the author, hence why I'm not able to just get into the book. I'm not sure, but anyway, that's going to be part of the February book. But yes, Trevor Noah, Born a Crime. I think I gave this an 8 out of 10, but it was really good to read, and it was just, there were some bits I literally would just be there like,
did this happen?
But yeah, it's an amazing book and I highly recommend it. Anytime I posted it on social media that I was reading, someone in the comments would be like, this is a fantastic book. And I think once you realise that it's a series of short stories of it kind of like relates to Atomic Habits. It's all these little different events that have shaped him to who he is today. So it's all of these small things that have amounted to who he is today. Just very interesting to see, and it kind of makes you reflect back on your own life, your own childhood. Why am I the way I am? What is it that happened in my childhood that has shaped me into the person that I am today? Is there things that I need to unlearn? Is there things that I need to learn to become a better person? So it's kind of like a full circle moment in terms of reading these two books at the beginning of the year. Definitely recommend it if you just want a book that talks about how complicated it was for Trevor Noah to navigate in a country like South Africa. Definitely pick up this book. I couldn't put it down. I was just literally like, wow. And it's just, as I said, a series of different short stories, so you really kind of get into it. But yes, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to subscribe. If you have any, let me actually do this. If you have any books you would like me to read, recommend a book that I should read, please put it down in the comments below and I will add it onto the list, because there's actually plenty of room on the list. I haven't actually compiled the whole list yet. I am trying to do a balance of personal development, fiction and memoir. So let me know what books you would like me to read. Be sure to subscribe, like, comment, you know the vibe. It really does help me. And I'm really trying to push out the content on this channel. So I just need to know that y'all are there. I just need to know you guys are there, okay? But thank you so much for watching, and I will be back next month with the February books, and hopefully I will have more books to review. This month, January was good, but book number 3 really, but I'm gonna finish it. Because I'm gonna stick to this challenge and I'm going to complete it. So yes, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.